Hello, the Pioneer viewers. We continue to bring you the hottest developments regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. There have been interesting developments in the war processes in recent days. While the parties continue their mutual attacks, they are also struggling to increase their gains. In times of the war, states must deal not only with the war but also with the internal balances of the country. People who experience the hardships of the war and who lives are badly affected naturally react to the politicians. Having to deal with domestic issues during the war, Russia's influence on the front line is diminishing day by day. The Ukrainian army is reducing the resistance of the Russian army with the planned and strategic attacks. This has led to withdrawal of the Russian troops and deployed on the Ukrainian territory. Ukrainian officials state that they are constantly monitoring the situation of the Russian troops, and the recent escalation of attacks may be a harbinger of a new period of intense conflict. The second year of Russia's invasion of Ukraine is over and the war is still raging. This invasion attempt, launched by Russia in violation of international law, has drawn the world's reaction from very first step. European countries and the US have imposed and continue to impose sanctions and embargoes against Russia. Along with these all developments, the increasing Ukrainian pressure in recent days is giving Russian troops a hard time. It seems that the Ukrainian army's drones, therefore, will be widely used in the coming years. In the past days, the Ukrainian army's unmanned aerial vehicles were on the ground again. The operation against Russian targets in the region was successfully completed. After the operation, the drone capabilities of the Ukrainian army came to the fore. If you are ready, now let's examine the Ukrainian army's operations and drones technology together. As the Pioneer, we continue to report on Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all of your comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments for this. Let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. Recently, an operation organized by the Ukrainian army attracted a lot of attention. The details about the operation organized by the Ukrainian army are surprising. And since the beginning of the war, the Ukrainian army has used two elements very efficiently. These two elements have been intelligence and technology. The Ukrainian army's successes in intelligence was especially evident during the most intense periods of the war. Unmanned aerial vehicles are indispensable for the Ukrainian army. The Ukrainian army, which integrates its military system and organization into unmanned system, is investing heavily in its future. The news that emerged in the past days was also important in the terms of revealing the situation of the Ukrainian army. In the video that emerged recently, there were interesting images of the Russian soldiers. The moments when Russian soldiers scattered around with the anti-tank fire, got a Chinese-made land car, were watched by thousands of people in a short time. Russian soldiers are riding on the Beijing-built Destructor 1003 all-terrain vehicle, which looks like a golf cart. According to the Ukrainian military media outlet Militernity, the Russian army has been using these vehicles in the combat since last fall. The Russian troops in Ukraine have 530 vehicles and are preparing for a contact to buy another 1,600 vehicles, sources said. The 60th Separate Mechanized Inhulet's Brigade, a branch of the Ukrainian ground forces, released a video showing that the Russian troops attacking Ukrainian positions near Liman in the eastern Donetsk region using a Desertix 1003 vehicles. The Ukrainian branch said it repelled a large-scale Russian offensives and it's carried out in 3 waves. The drone's footage showed the Ukrainian army units tracking the targets from a distance. In its statement, the Ukrainian Brigada mocked the situation that the Russian army has. They said that the Russians have exhausted their resources such as tanks and infantry vehicles, which they are acquired as a result of the developments of the defense industry, and now they're using vehicles that look like golf carts in the war. Ukrainian army units in the region said that many Russian soldiers were destroyed after their attacks on the Russian convoy. They also stated that all of the trained vehicles used by the Russian soldiers have turned into scrap. In another video shared by the titles Consummate Training about the soldiers in the Russian unit, it was seen that the Russian soldiers were thrown into the air with the effect of the explosion. The successes of the Ukrainian army in operation is seen as a result of the serious work process. The Kiev administration, which has been struggling with many difficulties in this process, continues to seek new supports and searches. On the other hand, military experts are analyzing Ukraine's successes. The statement made by the United Kingdom the other day surprised those who heard it. The UK administration announced that it has provided Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicles program with the support of $160 million. It was also stated that military drones will be provided to Ukraine thanks to the support given to the program. The new package, which increases UK funding for the drone production from $256 million to $416 million, will finance more than 10,000 drones for Ukraine. The weapon has played a key role in Ukraine's defense against Russia, providing a relatively low-cost option that can be used to conduct surveillance and accurately hit enemy targets. UK Defense Ministry Grant Shapps made a statement on social media. In a post published the other day, Shapps said that the drones have changed the course of the war in Ukraine, and that's why the UK is increasing the delivery of drones to the front line. The ministry's statements were welcomed by Ukraine. In the post on social media, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry thanked the UK for the latest aid packages. It also emphasized the alliance relations between, saying that we are stronger together. Several Western countries have signed a letter of intent to join the Latvian-led drone coalition launched in February, which aims to deliver 1 million drones to Ukraine. Currently, Latvia, Denmark, Estonia, Lithuania, and the Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, Canada, and the UK are part of the team. Ukraine has had significant ongoing successes in the war in the skies against Russia, using drones to target Moscow's critical military infrastructure, such as its Black Sea Fleet and the other equipment stations in Crimea. Ukrainian officials have stated that Russia is using drones largely produced by Iran and that such weapons stand no chance against Ukraine. So, how do you assess Ukraine's drone operation? Do you think the Ukrainian army has a leading position in drones? How do you assess the inadequacies of the Russian military? Do you find the drone projects useful for Ukraine? I care about your opinion. Please share it with me.